same. I saw another video the other day where some young cat go walk into a grocery store and rob it, or a liquor store and rob it, and the customer turned around and took the gun from me. Okay, sent his ass running. So I mean, now these guys, they only got a heart, but they got a gun in their hand, man.
Yeah.
Only got a heart, but they got a gun in their hand, and they think guns make them invincible. But if the other guy got a gun too, it's gonna be a problem. And that's the part they don't, they don't really understand. When the bullets are flying both ways, it's no longer a robbery, it's a gunfight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And people are actually getting tired of that. But it's sad, man, that you got to do this to your own people, though. That's the part I know. No matter, the man probably glad he alive, but the fact that he had to lay down, I know one of them got laid down for sure. Yeah, they down one young brother, man. That definitely is going to be a problem for him going forward, because you feel vindicated because you was able to save your life, but you still took another black man's life. But he put you in that position.
Yeah,
they put you in that position, man. His man was minding his own business, pumping his gas, pumping his gas, minding his own business. That's why I don't pump gas tonight no more.
Nah, me either.
If I ain't no gas, I ain't going nowhere. And it's not, again, it's not about being scared, it's about being smart. And that's the part. You got to be smart, man. You don't, nigga, I wish nigga. Okay, fine. If you do, and you ain't ready, what happened?
You're a dead motherfucker.
Other day, I was going to get, my buddy bought me lunch. He said, man, you fly, I'll buy. And as I was getting in my car, hey, what's up, man? What's up, Lonzo? And the guy had the mask on. I didn't recognize his body. I didn't recognize none of the body. And I'm trying to get to my car because I know in my car I'm gonna be safe. I'm almost safe. Okay. And he was talking. And the way he walked up on me is like he knew me, but I didn't know him. And he was too comfortable. He was too close to my comfort zone. So I got in my car and I sat down and put my stuff down, and I got even more comfortable because I know where everything is in my car. And I, what's up, Doc? Oh, yeah, man, we was talking about you the other day. I said, who was that? Who am I talking to? And he pulled his mask down. Oh, okay, hi. Now, okay, everything cool now.
Now we good.
Now we good. But, sometimes people be so comfortable, or you go, I'm an approachable cat, and sometimes you don't recognize everybody, man. And, hey, man, back up. I don't know you like that. Back up. I didn't do him that way. But at nighttime, I've done it. Hey, man, who are you? I don't know you like that. Oh, Lonzo was me, man, so-and-so. Okay, cool. So, it puts you on alert all the time. All the time. And I don't like living like that, man.
No, I don't either, man.
I was hanging out in where was I at? I was out in Temecula, man, early this year. I ain't worried about nothing out there, man. I wasn't worried about nothing but them grapes and that bottle of wine I was sucking on, man. That it's a whole different vibe, man. And this shit we doing to ourselves. Ain't nobody doing this to us. That's the part I don't understand. Ain't nobody doing this to us but us.
Yeah, man. Damn. When was the last year in your head, in your memory, that you could remember that you were able to walk around comfortably at, let's say, 9 p.m.? Just walk around the neighborhood, even go 3 blocks, go across town like, they used to do back in the day to go to clubs, to come to your club.
Man, I'd say back in the late 80s, early 80s, late to mid 80s. I mean, I've always felt comfortable around my club, but when the generations changed, I knew everybody my age. I knew they all knew me. I knew most of their kids. I don't know their nieces and nephews. I don't know your grandkids. Okay, they don't know me like that. So, and that was the generation that the problems came in. The nieces and nephews, my side of the city, people started to move. So yeah, I'm gonna say probably about the mid to late 80s, because when crack came in the game, man, it just changed everything. Even Sherm wasn't as bad as crack when it came to fools. Okay, Sherm was not as bad because Sherm heads pretty much destroyed themselves. They get butt naked, walk down the street, direct traffic or something, asshole naked. Okay,
yeah,
they didn't really fuck with nobody. They didn't break into your house. Sherm heads, after you got you a good dose of Sherm, you was null and void for quite some time. Okay, It's people I know right now that are still null and void from the 70s and the 80s from smoking sherm. I got a cousin right now, ain't been home since 1978 off of one sherm stick. Okay?
Wow.
Ain't been home since 1978. Genius, smart brother. Play any instrument at off of by ear. Okay? Got some of that bad loop. Shit. He been looping ever since.
Sad, man. Yeah. Crack took a whole other direction, huh?
Crack put people on the sense of desperation. We never did that to people. We never had desperation. Never. You know, I mean, I'm supposed to go to bed. I'm gonna give me some ding dongs and some milk. I'm finna call it a night. We didn't do that. Crack. I mean, PCP nullified brothers. You might have gave the police. Might want to fight the police, but you didn't really do a whole bunch of shit. And when cats did smoke that shit to get up nerve to go do a drive by. But even then, after he got through, he probably was naked with the gun in his hand on the corner.
Damn.
Crack put people in a desperate situation, man. That turned people into fiends. Break into your house. I was talking about a buddy of mine today. He's a recovered crackhead right now. He broke into my buddy's house at 11 o'clock at night. Stole all his cowboy boots. My boy had an alarm on his house. And when the cops were sitting there, the cops was waiting for him when he walked out the house. He got all my boys' cowboy boots in his house at his hands. Cop said, "Where you go with the man's shoes?" "I'm taking him to get him shined." Okay. It's 11:30 at night.
And again, he was quick with it too.
He was quick with it. "I'm taking him to get him shined." Okay. He shined up on 12 years too.
Oh man.
Okay. Best thing happened to him. Best thing ever happened to him.
Wow.
Best thing ever happened to him.
Okay. Is him going to jail for 12 years?
Him going to jail for 12 years. New man.
Wow.
He's a new man now. He came back to himself. Ain't doing. He's square as you want to be.
Damn.
Okay. Square as these monitors I'm looking at right now. So yeah, Doc, that was one of the best things happened to him.
Let's answer a few questions. Thank you to everybody in the chat room. And if you're listening to the sound of my voice, please hit that like button right below the video. Just really quick. We have 37 people in the building, 23 likes. If you guys can hit that like button, please, please, please. It helps out the algorithm, and it takes less than a second. So please hit it now. Thank you. Miami 808 says, and we've answered this before, but hell, let's get into it and maybe even tell a story or two, because I know there's a classic story in there about this. We've talked about this a couple times in the past. Did you attend the STAX concert in 1973 at the Coliseum?
Hell yeah.
What was LA culture? And he also says, what was LA culture like during that time? So yeah, talk about the STAX. And was that the Jesse Jackson situation?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir. I went to the first STAX in 1973. I was 16 years old. It was all about naturals and bell-bottom pants and platform shoes. Isaac Hayes was the headliner. Staple Singers were there. Joe Tex in the short in the doing the funky chicken and hot pants. And that was the first time I saw Tookie and Jamel wreak havoc in a mass way. That day, man, it was crazy because you saw grown men who you know damn well wasn't no gangbanger. They were just following the crowd because these guys was taking leather jackets like they was valets at a nightclub. Okay, literally. And they was whooping ass, taking leather jackets, and they was walking through the crowd. You had on a leather jacket. In fact, I'm gonna show you some of them leather jackets in a few minutes, okay? But the deal was, I think the Rams or the Raiders was in the Coliseum at that time, and they didn't want nobody in the football field. It was Saturday afternoon. Nobody on the football field. They didn't want to damage the football field because they had a game the next day. And as soon as music started playing, everybody started running down to the field. Locking, not pop locking, and doing the splits and acting a fool. And the police can stop the music, put them back in the stands. Stop the music, put them back in the stands. And it just got to the point where it got frustrating. So Jesse Jackson, he might not remember this shit because he got a little Alzheimer's, but I damn sure do. Told the Crips to create a human chain around the track of the Coliseum to keep people from coming on the field. That shit lasted for about 2 songs. People started coming down because they didn't know who the Crips was. All they knew was there was a bunch of black brothers out there holding hands, trying to keep people from coming to the field. Man, the brothers ran down there trying to get past them brothers, and they started banging folks to start rushing people, knocking people out. And the cops, like, oh hell no! The cops walked up behind, stood up by the Olympic sign, by the scoreboard, and just threw their hands up. Okay, and then Jesse Jackson realized that was a bad idea. Then he finally called the cops back down to secure the perimeter. But yeah, man, that was one of the craziest experiences of my life. I was 16 years old, and a personal story. Now, I tell a lot of personal stories. I keep it 100 for some reason. That's just what I do. That was the night I got put out of my mama's house. I got because that night at the Watch STAX, all my partners was on the way home. They were smoking cigarettes. I never smoked, but as you very well know, if you be around cigarette smoke gonna get in your hands, get in your clothes. And I walked my ass in the house. It must have been about, I don't know, about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and my mama smelled smoke on me. And we had an argument, and she went to whooping on my ass. And dude, I tell her the story, and she know God, she rest her soul. I don't know whether she was upset, her nose started bleeding or whatever, but she thought I hit her in the nose. All I did was put my hands up, and her nose started bleeding, and she swore to God I hit her. And boy, it was a cold night at my house, man. I had to leave the house that night. It was like by the time this shit jumped off, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I had to walk from my mom's house to my dad's house through what we call the rabbit field. The rabbit field was about a mile long, about a half a mile wide, from El Segundo, from Main Street to Figueroa. It was nothing there but a factory. But it was a lot of bushes and weeds, and we rode mini bikes over there and went hunting with BB guns for rabbits. And man, it was the most scariest thing I've done in my life as a kid. And I tell you something else. As a grown man, from time to time, I still have nightmares about crossing that goddamn rabbit field that night. I made it. But I got to my dad's house. My dad, he was asleep. Didn't hear the doorbell ring. I had to sleep in this goddamn truck. Okay? So yeah, the goddamn Watch STAX will forever be etched in my brain.
Golly, man. And that was one thing that was going back to what we were talking about. That was ended up being ruined because of gang violence, right?
Gang violence fucked it up, man. They tried it again. This time it was $2 because the first one was only $1. Everybody was gonna go. Everybody went. But the second one they did, I didn't go to the second one because it just didn't feel right. You know, after seeing what I saw, I mean, we're in the bathroom taking a whiz. And brothers, they walked in the bathroom taking a piss. Brothers never stopped pissing, just took his jacket off and gave it to him. I'm not bullshitting. Because it was like that, man. When they walked in, they was back then, leather jackets was before tennis shoes was getting jacked. That was nigga jack you for leather jackets, especially waistline. And that's what they did, man. And it was a horrible thing, man. The Coliseum, almost every few minutes you got crowds running because people was beat up and they was mobbing on folks, man. This is true. You talking about triple OGs, man. Cass is pretty much either dead or in jail. Like Tookie, of course, he's gone. But Jamil, I think Jamil is still alive. But they was terrorizing, man. They terrorized the Coliseum that day, dude, for real.